Ja, geniet so baie daar vir ons luisteraars. Fantastic. Ek dink jy moet weer hallo sê want ek dink die mic was af. Kom ons kyk gou net. Ja, ek kan hear you
Is
now.
it on, Rata?
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here this morning.
If you can hear yourself, then it's definitely on.
Absolutely.
So Igsaan Hugo, he is the company director, or Igsaan Hugo, company director of Seriti Skills Development. It's an NPC. And they are committed to making a tangible difference in the lives of the most vulnerable individuals, especially women in abusive relationships and youth, by providing them with affordable, practical skills training. Through these programs, they strive to empower participants to become self-sustainable, break free from cycles of abuse and dependence, and contribute to the overall well-being of the community. Exciting stuff. I mean, wow, what a great angle to start off with. When and how was it birthed?
So I've got to go to the beginning, right?
Yes,
So,
yes, please.
2008 was a very difficult year for me. It was a year that I had lost everything. And when you find yourself on your knees and nowhere to go, you tend to pray a lot, right? So I ended up bargaining with the Almighty. You know, if you do this for me, I'm going to do that. Help me get this, then I will do that. And in my time of prayer, I bargained, I said, I will do anything in order to uplift my family.
Yes.
I said, I would donate my time.
Yes.
That was the agreement that I had with my Creator. I would donate my time. And since 2009, I've been in the communities every Saturday morning. And it is... sometimes when your life goes according the plan, when your Creator gives you what you've asked for, sometimes we put that bargaining on the back foot in like, ek het vergeet van my man, so right, ons kan nou aanbeweeg.
Yes.
Ek gaan maar weer vra as dit weer uitkom.
Yeah.
But the reality is for me it was an important thing to uphold and to honor because you find yourself in a difficult situation and then your Creator gives you a break. It's now up to you to take that opportunity and help others. So many ways I find that Seriti Skills Development is not about Igsaan or about the organization. I almost feel like I am a divine tool that is being used I'm an instrument going into various communities and trying to uplift as much people as I possibly can.
Sure. And it's been expanding. I mean, you just returned from East Africa as well.
Correct, yeah. But that is so I work full-time for a company.
Yes.
And going back to that story, the birth of the story. So, my daughter was, it's very, I get touchy on those type of things, but I mean, it was my daughter's birthday. I had nothing to give her. And I'd asked her, what do you want? And I did a job interview and she said, my birthday wish would be for you to get a job, the job that you'd interviewed for. Wow. So I got it. And I worked for Cobra. This is my 14th or my 15th year working for Cobra Water Tech. So I'm responsible for all the product training. I'm responsible currently now for export sales. So I get to travel all across Africa. And I get to see various types of communities. But in each of those trips, I have a day off where I can actually do something to literally go and uplift somebody outside the borders of South Africa. At my own expenses, but yeah, it is. It's just I'm really blessed in that sense. Yeah.
Yes. Sure, and it's been a journey, and you've been actively in the communities working, and so if there's a new listener that just tuned in, and they just want to know what does Seriti Skills Development do?
Okay, so we literally do skills development, empowerment, especially where women are trapped in abusive relationships. Many times you find a woman that is dependent on the abuser's financial support. Sure. So what do you do in that situation? And I'll speak to you a bit later about the lady that we are partnering with as well. So what do we do in situation? We talk about the gender-based violence that is currently happening, and it's the big thing, but we put this massive plaster over it, and we're doing nothing to empower those ladies. So by giving them a skill, you're giving them an avenue in whether it be plumbing or whether you open their mind up to entrepreneurship, because that is what the program is about. I teach somebody a skill because I'm a qualified plumber. I can teach you how to fix a tap and a toilet and how to repair a pipe. But when it comes to entrepreneurship, You know, I've asked many people the same question: what is an entrepreneur? And they give you a textbook answer: somebody that buys and sells something to a profit. But it's maximizing minimum resources. If you don't have a computer to do a PowerPoint slide, you can take that page literally and show it and hold it up to somebody and say, this is what I'm doing. Go to the next page. It is a presentation. So you're not blaming your current situation. So when you speak to them about those opportunities, their minds open up. Then they go like, hey, if I can do this, then I can actually step back from this abuse that I'm currently going through. And very important for me that a male does this, because the perception that there is that all men are bad. You know, not all men are bad, but gender-based violence is a two-way street as well. You know, it's got two sides of the coin. There's fathers that want to be involved with their children's lives that don't work, so we empower them. But then you find the mother that is like, geef my meerdere geld, dan kan sy jou kind sien. As ek hierdie hairstyle geld kry, dan kan sy nie die doen nie. So it is a two-way street, and people forget about that. There's men who are currently being abused as well. So the program holistically looks at teaching you a skill, talking about entrepreneurship, but it is also a therapeutic session. Where you are able to just voice that, you know, ek is in a negative space, jy sê help my asseblief. So that is the blessing that I get from that. And when you see somebody develop, right? We've recently had a program in Bredasdorp, where we had joint forces with the municipality there. One of those ladies, Jackie Phillips Bay, she's gone through the program. She has now become part of Seriti Skills Development, because she developed her own company called Silo, and now she's part of. We've gone into a partnership now because she brings a different aspect to the program. Because one, you've got skills development, entrepreneurship, and you're just developing people. She comes from an angle where she talks about vertical gardens, how to do drip irrigation systems, how to do community gardens. So now, you know, you're looking at different ways of creating something that is just, and it is just going to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And I think there's so many organizations out there, and it's like a politician. Everybody starts off noble, you know. I want to do the right thing. I want to do this. But then they get greedy along the way. One of the things that I always pray for is that I don't have greed in my heart. You know, I always pray for wisdom, because without wisdom, you can't do certain things. So I hope and I pray that for as long as I'm in this the state that I'm currently in, where I see the community member outside of personal gain, that is the important thing for me, just to see somebody evolving, developing, and empowering themselves, breaking that barrier. Ons is colored mense. I don't come from wealth, I can tell you that flat out. But it takes about 9 generations to break that barrier. I mean, I look at my son. He's 16 years old, versus a kid from Nova Park, and you can see the difference it makes between having good nutrition and bad nutrition. My son you can see he's getting enough protein. We as somebody that is just living off carbohydrates.
Carbs.
You can check. There's a big difference. He's got options to fruit. Those kids has option of 50 cents. Go buy me a packet of what is this, knickknacks or whatever. So those, not knickknacks, it's the cheaper chip. That's 50 chipper nicks or something like that. So you have these kids filling themselves up with tartrazine, and it is up to us that have. I was just saying to a friend that being in a position where you are fairly stable, it comes with a responsibility. You know, the money that you earn does not necessarily all of that yours. You have a responsibility in how you share and uplift somebody else.
That's so powerful. And especially with sharing on, is it Jackie? From Bredasdorp. I mean, that must be such a powerful aspect when it comes to also rural areas as well.
For sure.
And I mean, I can imagine how it adds to and contributes to the partnership and Seriti
for sure
in as a whole. So that's definitely probably one of your highlights.
That is the definite highlight.
Is there another highlight that you want to share?
You know, there was this gentleman in Brooklyn. He was I'm not going to mention his name.
Okay.
He was a drug addict, and he came to be part of the program. That was right at the beginning of the workshops. And 6 months later, I get this man. in Canal Walk, and he runs over to me. He shakes my hand. He says to me, "Mr. Hugo, through you, I'm able to feed my family." That man had he'd gotten a job with the city because of that program.
Wow.
That is
Wow.
yeah.
Sure. That's a huge highlight.
Absolutely.
Because it's now a whole family. It's not just him.
Yeah, it impacts, because now what
Yeah.
happens is you look at somebody you employ,
Yeah.
and you are feeding 10 people. You're not feeding one person, and that 10 people feeds. So when we see retrenchments taking place, it's not 100 people that is being retrenched. It's 100,000 people that's being impacted. You know, it's wide and broad. So yeah, that's a massive highlight. Seeing some of the ladies in Google Letu getting employment through the city of Cape Town. Those are
After being in the program.
Yeah. You know, those are all the highlights when you're seeing a lady in a workshop that takes initiative, and she says, you know what, I'm going to go to a school governing body and say, who's looking after your toilets? You know, so that is there. But I would so much like to see the EPWP or CWP government employment opportunities look a little closer to what's currently happening, because whenever you see EPWP workers, you see them with a broom in their hand.
Yeah.
But there's so much things like preventative maintenance where they are able to fix leaking taps or leaking cisterns. You know, basic maintenance. But we don't. We always see them with the broom. Always with the broom. How do we change that mindset of our people as well? And creating you know, I never finished high school. I finished high school after I'd left school, because I realized like, ek moet 'n plan maak, ek moet skool klaar maak.
Yes.
So I did that. I'm currently busy with a degree right now. Education is important. As much as we want to say it's not important, it is vital. And something in our communities, and I talk about colored communities, it is important that our kids recondition their mindsets that, you know, it is not just about work.
Yeah.
It is about getting that documentation, because when you go into the corporate world, you'll find that it is difficult for you to, you know, to climb that ladder without that paper. So empowerment, I cannot be talking about empowerment if I don't have the empowerment. So that was one of the reasons why I'd also decided to not just finish school, but also do my another degree in that. So it is, you've got to go into that workshop, and you've got to inspire.
Yes.
How can you go into a workshop and not have? I know what poverty looks like, smells like, and tastes like.
Sure.
How can I talk to you about poverty if I've never experienced that?
Sure.
And the crazy thing is, the people look at you in your current situation.
Yeah.
And they go like, nah, Igsaan is uitgesort, man. Hy is, hy maak hier nie nog baie nie. But they don't know the story. They don't know that journey.
Sure.
The blood, sweat, and tears, like they say that. But more tears than blood and sweat. Because when you become responsible for, I almost use the word community in that sense. It's a big responsibility. Because it goes outside of your immediate family. You are looking at about 50, 60 families. How do I make a difference in that family? And so far, Andre, it has been an amazing journey. But it's tough, because I do it out of my pocket. I do this out of my pocket. It's not sustainable.
And this is training people, women, everyone on certain skills, like plumbing.
Plumbing in particular.
We've
now obviously added the vertical gardens and the drip irrigation system.
With Jackie as well.
So right now, when you're training people in plumbing, I need to make sure that I've got copper pipe, I've got gas, I've got the fittings. So those type of things cost money. And trying to find sponsorship or somebody to contribute a monetary donation to an organization, like, it's difficult, because donors want to see immediate gratification. In other words, I'll give you a bread. Let's take a selfie quickly while I'm giving you the bread. Fooding schemes is important in our communities, but it's like putting a massive plaster over the situation as well. Because if I know I'm going to get breakfast at Andre's house, I'm going to get lunch at Igsaan's house, I'm going to get supper at Jackie's place, nobody's going to do a real effort. We need to also, again, I use the word recondition the mindset. What do I need to do to become that? I mean, the faith is there. It's like, don't give a man a fish, teach him how to fish, and he will.
So continuously. feed it. Wow. Sure. I'm just thinking of, and I mean, you've touched now on, and that's one of the challenges, because I was about to head to what was some of the challenges that your NPC is faced with.
Yeah.
And,
So that is that is currently the biggest challenge that we have, because, and I am thankful to the Almighty that that I'm able, I'm not rich, but I'm comfortable, and I'm able to sustain what I have. But it's not sustainable long term. We need. I can impact so much more people if I have the support. It is. So Seriti Skills Development has been going since 2009. It has finally been registered in 2023. Last year, I braved up. I said, let's.
After all the work you've done.
After all those work,
and equipping people.
Yeah, I've just kept on.
Wow.
This is not a tick off the box for me, Andre. And when you meet people that talk about doing good, they always want the pat on the back, and they want to be put up in the spotlight. When you are not genuine with people, they can see it. When you are not genuinely concerned about somebody, they can feel that.
Yes.
So when you are engaging with somebody, and you are genuinely giving, caring about that person, it's got to come from the heart. You can't just go.
Yes.
So there's many Saturday mornings that I would wake up and I'm like, not today. I don't feel like it, but then I'm like, I've got this responsibility. Get up and go and do it.
Yes.
And those are the days that it is actually the most impactful.
Wow.
Because then, I'm a Muslim man, right? I've been in 1,000 churches across South Africa.
Yeah.
One in particular, Teen Challenge. It's what is it? Igsaan Baptist. I don't know.
Of the churches,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, in Eersterrivier. It's a center where they help women that are addicted to drugs, or they don't have a place to live.
Yes.
So that church there, they look after that people there. So then here comes this Muslim guy, comes across, it's like, hey, it's fine. We'll do it inside the church.
Yes.
And I've had people like, how can you do that? It's I go into those churches and I do what I must do.
Yeah.
I don't try to make anybody Muslim. Nobody tries to make me Christian.
Yeah.
We respect each other. We are working together as a community.
Yeah.
And
empowered.
And we're empowering people together because I can learn from you. You can learn from me. And there's so much similarities in that.
And now those people in that congregation went out and they improved their lives.
Absolutely.
And their families. And the labels was put aside.
Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
And
a healthy society comes from that.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
When I pull up at those centers, the reception, I get embarrassed, because they make a big fuss about it, and when you go like, I'm just an individual trying to make a difference, but you got to also appreciate that is the respect, I suppose, that they'll show to you, and it's just it's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we human beings, we're vessels at the end of the day.
Absolutely,
we're just there to inspire and to help. Wow, that was a mouthful, but it's such a beautiful story and such a great initiative that you are helping the community with, and imparting in people every day. How can someone? I mean, you talked about the income and that sort of thing, and the sponsors and that sort of thing. Yeah. Is that how people can sort of assist you guys before we get to your contact details?
Absolutely. If there's anybody out there that is listening, where they are able to donate, whether it is plumbing material or funds or a bottle of roll-on or something. Yeah. Sure. Those are the types of things that we are looking for. We're not just looking for a monetary donation. Obviously, copper pipe costs money. The materials that we use in the workshop, printing stuff down.
Yeah.
If we can have somebody that also maybe saying like, we'll print your stuff for you, that is But it is any way of support where we are able to reach. The goal for me is, Andre, is to go into this full time. That's the goal. Corporate is corporate. It is you go in, you do your job, you get paid, boom, you go home. This is a special.
This is your heart.
I always say like, and I use race when it comes to that. I say like, I look at white people and I go like, they always do what they love. Why can't I do that? Because they get the support. we've got to break that curse that we got also, where people think we're going to run away with the money.
Yeah.
There
That's
is-
mindset as well.
Yeah, there's good colored people out there that is doing phenomenal stuff. You go to JL Zwane in Guguletu on a Saturday morning, you'll find colored and black teachers out there teaching kids free
On a
free
weekend.
on a weekend, science, mathematics, extra classes.
Sure.
We don't talk about, we need to celebrate those types of things. We need to celebrate our people that is doing and making differences. So a support factor that is crucial for us, in order for us to, it's a NPC. We are in the process of becoming a public benefit organization, a genuine public benefit organization. We're trying to keep our overheads as minimal as possible, so that the majority or whatever comes in goes to the people. Because people are going to tell you, we got to pay rent, we got to do. We're trying to not have all of those, so that whatever comes in, we are able to distribute to, because that is where the money belongs. The money don't belong to the organization. It's got to go to the people. If you make a donation, Andre, for the organization, you're not saying like, yeah, Igsaan, you go buy your second Ferrari, or you are making a donation so that it can make an impact in somebody's life. Face cloth, a soap and a roll-on is basic for us. We walk, if our soap is run out, you can go to the laundry cupboard, open up, take another soap out. For somebody, that's such an essential thing.
Which I don't have.
Exactly.
Contact details.
My contact details.
Yes, please.
It's
People are inspired now and excited.
It's 082 33 00 288. 082 33 00 288. You can contact me at any time. If you want the program to come to your community as well, please reach out. It is for the people at the end of the day.
It is for the people. Wow, we came to the end of it. I can't believe it. That went quick, but
30 minutes, that quick.
That was so inspiring. Igsaan, you've been a blessing.
Thank you so much, sir.
And may Seriti skills development just go from strength to strength. And all the best, sir.
Thank you so much.
Good luck with the studies. All the best with the studies as well.
And thank you for having me.
Fantastic. Daar sê Rochelle Liederman en Charlotte Snyman, hulle sing vir ons Wie is soos U. Geniet dit.